Peace and greetings, this is Artist. So in this video I'm going to answer the question, is voodoo a science? Well, the quick answer to that is yes, voodoo is a science. And I'll give you an example of how that works. Now, Bobby Hemmett was having a conversation with this particular person, and he knew this particular person wanted to challenge him on his information. And so he pretty much set him up, and they were talking about what's the scientific backing, or, there is, the argument was there is no science to voodoo. It's just some made up stuff. And of course, Bobby Hemmett was saying, well, no, there is a science. And so Bobby Hemmett threw out, okay, in Africa, there's a voodoo priest who can heal someone's heart with a coconut. And so immediately this person who he's having a conversation with is, okay, well, you got to show me some science. What's the scientific basis on that, right? And so Bobby Hemmett went to explain that the voodoo priest, what he is aware of is that there are certain energetic principles in the coconut that match with energetic principles that are in the heart. He is able to cut open and manipulate the coconut in order to extract that and deliver it to the heart of the person who needs it by either drinking it, rubbing it on the chest, whatever the case might be. The voodoo priest is able to get the energetic principles of the coconut that match up with the energetic principles of the heart in order to help heal the heart. That's how voodoo is directly related to science. There's a scientific backing behind all of it. Right? So I hope that answered the question. I'm also going to jump right into the another question that someone had for me, and it was talking about Baphomet, and the question was, what type of offerings should I give to Baphomet, and what should I ask Baphomet for, and most importantly, the person commented, I don't want to worship Baphomet, I worship God, is what the exact comment was. So let's address that. So Baphomet is, number one, let's always remember that these are energies we are talking about. There's not a, being running around looking like Baphomet. That is a energy representation. And it's a clear representation of, number one, polarity. But there are so many different things that you can look at when you're looking at Baphomet and the picture of Baphomet and all the symbolism that is involved with it. I'm going to have to do another video. I can do a whole video on just all of the symbolism in the Baphomet picture alone. There's so much. So, what type of offering do you want to give Baphomet, and what should you ask Baphomet for? So first of all, the offering for Baphomet can be whatever it is you want to be, because Baphomet is a chaos being. He deals with any and everything. Now, there is a pan energy that's strongly connected to it, so therefore candy is a good thing to put for that energy. Candy and alcohol is always a good offering to put up for deities. Alcohol is always a good offering. So alcohol and candy, that's my recommendation. But what you want to do is just play around with it and see what works for you. Now, worshiping, let's go ahead and take that word worship, okay, and turn it into work with. Now, when you're on your job and you have a coworker that you're working with, and the two of you are working on a project that you're trying to get done, you're not worshiping your friend. You're not worshiping your coworker. You're working with your coworker in order for you to get something accomplished that you want to. That is what you're doing when you're dealing with these energies and or deities. You are working with the deity and energy. You're not worshiping anything. Once you start to worship something, you give away your power. Once you start to worship something, you give away your power. Remember that. You always want to work with, not worship. All right. So if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns about that, you can hit me up on any one of my social media accounts. So until then, my friends, peace.